Welcome to Domain 2, Section 2.12, the AI Shared Responsibility Model. In this session, we will look at how responsibility is divided between an AI provider and a deployer, mirroring the familiar cloud model, and we will lay out exactly what each side owns. Why does this matter beyond the exam? When something goes wrong with a bought-in AI system, the first question is always, whose job was that? Understanding the shared responsibility model lets you draw those lines clearly in a contract, so nothing critical falls into the gap between provider and deployer. Let's start with the analogy. Just as cloud computing has a well-known shared responsibility model, AI has one too. When an organization uses AI services from a provider, both sides must clearly understand and divide the duties between them. Picture renting a furnished apartment. The landlord is responsible for the building's structure and wiring, while the tenant is responsible for how they live inside it. Confusion only arises when nobody wrote down who fixes what, which is why these responsibilities must be addressed contractually, with clear expectations for service levels, incident response, and incident notification. Let's take the deployer's side first, the consumer of the AI system. Its responsibilities include regularly auditing and testing the system's privacy and security controls, including penetration testing. It must implement strong data governance, covering quality, integrity, privacy, and the tracking of where data came from. It must enforce strong identity and access management to restrict who reaches the system and its data, and it must build, train, for, and test an AI-specific incident response plan. The deployer's duties continue. It must rigorously validate the AI models, including adversarial testing to root out bias and vulnerabilities. It must manage supply chain risk by vetting the provider's security, financial stability, and reputation, and writing security and notification requirements into the contract. And it must ensure transparency, telling users when they are dealing with AI, choosing explainable models, and monitoring outputs for anomalies. Now the provider's side, the entity delivering the AI service. It must hold relevant compliance and audit certifications against security and privacy standards. It must protect its data security, guarding training data, model weights, parameters, logs, and the artifacts created at the moment of inference. And it must run a robust incident response plan that coordinates with its subscribers. The provider's duties continue. It must develop models responsibly, adopting an ethics framework, following secure coding practices, and striving for bias-reduced training data. It must provide transparency and explainability through notifications, tools, and documentation that help customers understand the system. And it must manage vulnerabilities proactively, finding and patching weaknesses before attackers exploit them. Let's bring it all together. The AI shared responsibility model splits duties between provider and deployer, much like the cloud model, and must be pinned down in contract. Deployers own auditing, data governance, access control, incident response, model validation, supply chain vetting, and user transparency. Providers own compliance certifications, data security, their own incident response, responsible model development, transparency tools, and vulnerability management. You now know exactly who owns what in a shared AI arrangement. Every important topic and idea from this session is covered in the multiple choice questions on RooCloud.com. Before you move on to the next session, work through the chapter-wise questions there, because sorting provider duties from deployer duties is prime exam material. Practice first, and then move forward with confidence. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.